Good morning. It's coffee talk. 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 Oh, good morning. Good morning. We are on day 9 of our Healthy Habit Relationship Challenge. And again, this healthy habit is June. We are focusing on relationships in the inner circle. Each month of the year, we focus on a different healthy habit. I've been running the Inner Circle group for 8 or 9 years at this point. Each year, each June, we do the same topic, and it's amazing to watch. When I was teaching this last year, what I knew, the year before that, what I knew, the year before that, what I knew, how it completely grows, not just for me, but the people who have been in the inner circle year after year. It's just so amazing. The idea of these healthy habits is that when we balance out our lives, right, when we are showing up in responsibility and in discipline the way we want to be showing up, when we are giving our time or energy in the ways that we want to via service, when we are making time for pleasure and sensuality and creativity, when we are balanced in those areas, we can achieve what they say is the goal of yoga, which is freedom, moksha, free in my body, free in my mind, free in my spirit. Doesn't mean everything's perfect, but I walk my life with a sense of freedom. And I can honestly tell you that that is what I feel. Not when I'm working on balancing these things out, I can see and feel that my life is becoming more and more free. So, and for my clients as well. So if you're interested in this work and you've been enjoying these ponders and you want to sort of dive in a little bit deeper, get to know yourself a little bit more, the Inner Circle is a beautiful place to do it. It is a women's group. You can take it and not come live to the meetings, just get the lessons if you'd like to do that. But it's so much more when you come into the group and you are in reflection with another person. If you've been watching these ponders, we know that it does take self-reflection to be more aware. You can't just sit and do your own spin. You're not seeing yourself as clearly as when you are being mirrored back in these relationships around you. So that's what we're doing. We're talking about the healthy habits, and I'd love to have you join. Monday nights, 7 o'clock is one of the inner circles, Wednesday at 11, or Thursdays at 7. This is all Central Time. So if you're interested in joining us for July, we're moving into healthy movement, starting to set in an intention of how we want to be moving through exercise or bike riding or yoga or running or whatever it is for you, maybe even bowel movements. I'm not even joking here. Like, where is the stuck energy for you and where do you want to put some movement in? That's what we're talking about in July. And then in August, my birthday month, we are talking about silence. We're talking about meditation and being quiet. And as I've said, part of what I love about relationships are the people I can be quiet with. So that's an important thing that we can be pondering then. Okay, today. So we're talking today about relationships. And we're talking about specifically being vulnerable in relationships. So I know some of you are single ladies in the house, right? Some of you have been married for a long time, married folks in the house, right? And some of you may be grieving or are coming out of a divorce or starting a divorce. And it's hard. It's hard. But no matter where you are in this idea of like romantic relationships, that's what we're focusing on today. So if this lesson doesn't resonate with you because of wherever you are, you can always do this task with a friend or even with yourself if you want to. But this specifically is for your romantic partners or people that you're interested in, or that person that you sleep in the bed with every night that you haven't talked to in a really long time. Okay. So one of the things is, so we know that mutual vulnerability gets us close. It fosters that closeness, being vulnerable, right? How do you feel about being vulnerable? Yeah, it's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to be emotionally naked and just judged, right? You can't curate. Once you sort of break through, you can't curate that persona. You really are having to show yourself with all of it coming out. very, very uncomfortable, right? It's very uncomfortable. But what do you think when that person that your eyes are on, they're being vulnerable with you? What's that feeling? Yeah, it's so, it's enriching when you have someone being vulnerable with you. It's so easy to be open for them, at least for me. And so we're exploring today this idea of what it is to be vulnerable in a relationship, whether it's a long-term or a short-term or a just beginning or whatever. What does it mean to be vulnerable? What does it mean to you? What does it feel like to you? And what does it mean to this relationship? Now, in the work that I've done over the last, 10 years now, people often say that the more vulnerable I am, the more vulnerable they feel comfortable being with me, right? They can be vulnerable with me when I'm being vulnerable with them. So the more vulnerable I am, the more open I am, and the more open they are with me. So that's the challenge today, is to open. Okay. So there is, you probably read it. I read about this because this was a while back, but the New York Times did a post about you can make anyone fall in love with you in these 36 questions. They had done a study. I forget who it was, but a couple of folks, but basically you could take two strangers, right, and put them in a room together with these 36 questions, and you could make them fall in love because of that vulnerability, that closeness. And one of the quotes that they said in that article that I really love is, one key pattern associated with the development of a close personal relationship among peers is sustained, escalating, reciprocal personal self-disclosure. Think about that. Sustained, escalating, reciprocal personal self-disclosure. Yeah. So sustained, consistent, right? Being each time getting a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more open, receiving, giving more and more of that personal self-disclosure. That is our focus today. So if you are interested, you could look the article up. It's 36 questions to make anyone fall in love with you, I think was the name of the article, or you can message me and I'll send you the link. But challenging yourself to look at these 36 questions and go through them. You know, what is your greatest fear? What was the biggest success of your life? What is one thing you wish I knew about you? Whatever those questions are, and go through it. In my intimacy course, this is one of our homework assignments, and it has been very valuable to these couples, because to me, the biggest block in a long-term relationship I have found is when you assume you know that person there, right? When you assume you already know that person and you stop learning, you stop being curious, and you already know, that is one of the main reasons why I think relationships and coupleships break down. Everybody's changing every day. Every day you're growing. Every day you're learning. Every day you're expanding and opening. So is that person, right? So opening yourself to them every day to learn more about them as they learn more about themselves is the task. So vulnerability today, vulnerability and curiosity, right? Being very curious about getting to know them and letting yourself be very open so that they can get to know you. Okay, that's the ponder. Sustained, reciprocal, escalating personal self-disclosure. If you want to work privately with me, reach out. I've got the Boss program. It's coaching calls once a week for 3 months, and we can get some of this work that you're wanting to anchor down, whether it's in your discipline and self-focus and motivation, whether it's showing up in service or a spiritual way that maybe you've not done before with meditation or yoga, or finding a church that serves you or something like that, all the way into how much fun are you having? How much sensuality are you having? And we can be building those into your lives too. So anything I can do to serve you, if you want me to hold space, reach out. And as always, thank you so, so, so much for pondering. I will see you next time. Deep bows and namaste.